All right then, late night for us Florida Panthers fans. As right now it is currently 1:21 a.m. I'm recording this immediately right after the game ended, which was at 1:15 a.m. Yeah, we were I would say we were in some unnecessary problems. So in this game, we took on the San Jose Sharks, who are just an absolute struggling team, and it's pretty clear that they're going through a rebuild or retool, whatever you want to call it. Our last matchup with the Sharks, it was Blackwood going up against Bobrovsky. Tonight, it's Mackenzie Blackwood going up against Anthony Stolarz. Our win streak against the Sharks continues. So the goalie matchup kind of makes sense, and it was proven. It looked like a really good choice. I think it was a good choice. One, it gives Bobrovsky some rest to be prepared for a bigger game, which is on Thursday. Tomorrow now, because now it's Wednesday morning. Give him a breather and give Anthony Stolarz some reps. And I think if I was Maurice, I would have felt comfortable. I would have felt absolutely comfortable putting him against the Sharks, right here in this scenario. I think his debut was, it was against the Kraken. I think I remember it was against the Kraken. And then he lost to Chicago Blackhawks in Chicago. So yeah, this was a manageable game for Anthony Stolarz. And how does this game go? So it was on ESPN Plus Hockey Night. We'll talk about it. So maybe for the first couple of periods, I don't think there's too much to talk about. I think really the big conversation is at the third period, definitely. So the first few moments of the first period, we get a tripping call against Bennett. It really looked like it was, just your daily Sam Bennett penalty. And I kind of skipped ahead a lot of it because there were shots there and there, but this game was pretty slow. This game was kind of slow. But no, I'll start off with the penalty with Sam Bennett, and then there was another penalty. This time was on the Sharks. Kevin LeBlanc, that became a 4-on-4, and then eventually be a power play. Assisted by no one after a couple of wrist shots with Barkov, and shot was blocked by Eduard, Vlasic, and Sturm. We have a goal. Lomberg, fast, speedy, bringing the energy to the group after what would feel like a snooze fest. Ryan Lomberg, he gets a goal for us. So this is after the penalty was killed off, by the way. So if I said the power play goal, that's a little bit after. But a little bit after the penalty, Lomberg gets that goal for us. So that's great news. That's good news for us. Good goal by Lomberg. Then there was a player equipment thingy. So there was that. Now, there was an announcer jinx, and I'll definitely, and this is still first period we're talking about. There was an announcer jinx. So the announcer was like, Mike Hoffman has not scored any goals this season. He has not scored at all this season. Look what happened. Giovanni Smith and Jan Ruta assisted Mike Hoffman with a snapshot, and he ties the game up 1-1 against his former team. Mike Hoffman. He has been with us for a couple of seasons a while ago, and he has scored against his own team. Anyway, well, that's funny. It was kind of a good goal. After a few saves by Stolarz. And Stolarz, for the most part, he had himself a pretty good game. He did give up a few goals, but he was very solid in front of the net. There were pressures on the Florida Panthers, but Mackenzie Blackwood is still saving pucks from Lorenz, Verhage. Well, Verhage was blocked by somebody else, but as well as I was going to say Uyghur. I forgot we traded him off with Hoover though. Blackwood, while he was saving some pucks from the Florida Panthers, they were also blocking some shots. So maybe during the rebuild they found something that they think that the defense kind of works out, because they're blocking shots. And I'll tell you how many blocks they did. They blocked at the end of this this breakdown. Second period was terrible. As a hockey fan, the second period was awful. It was so boring. It was really, really boring. So now there is a goal in this period, and I'm just gonna skip through, because really I don't think there's really much to say about the second period. It was just very, very, very slow. Now I will say this: Blackwood is still having himself some nice game, because Mahura is wrist shotting, which was saved by Blackwood. Shots were being blocked and whatnot. And there was like a shot per minute of the second period. It was bad. It was bad. Now, half of the period later, there was a penalty. It's on Giovanni Smith. Call for roughing against Oliver Ekman-Larsson. So they wanted to piece with each other. Giovanni Smith kind of retaliated, and then he pushed him off. They pushed off Ekman-Larsson after what seemed like I think he might have said something, and then Giovanni Smith might have pushed him, and then gave him a little bit of a peace of mind. I don't know. What I do know is he was pushing. He was laying his hands on Ekman-Larsson, and the whole scrum happened, and then Smith was called for roughing. So, power play Florida Panthers. Now, recipe for the disaster, right? We know how good our power play is, right? And I'm saying so sarcastically. About 40 seconds later, after a tip-in save by Blackwood, Sam Reinhart, assisted by Oliver Ekman-Larsson and Matthew Tkachuk, who Tkachuk's point streak continues. Rhino with the wrist shots, buries it. What a goal by Reinhart! And then Sam Reinhart remains hot. He remains hot, and he continues to score some goals for the Florida Panthers. He has 12. He has 12 goals this season right now. And for Tkachuk always being not captain. He's being a playmaker for this team. He knows how to get off their shoes. Now, there are a couple of chances from there and there. Dmitry Kulikov, wrist shot saved by Blackwood. Thomas Hertl, backhand saved by Stolarz. And Tkachuk tries to tip it in, but that was saved by Blackwood. So there were definitely some redirections, one-timer tips. And Blackwood, he is saving some pucks, like I said. Florida still putting on some pressure, but the shots were being blocked by Addison, Ferrero, and saved by Blackwood. So those were some of the things right there. Then we got a BS tripping call against Nick Cousins. Zadina, what looked like. Okay, so they called it tripping. Initially, I thought they called a hook, but it was tripping. Yeah, so the stick was let go. Zadina's skate was on the skate that was loose, but then called it a penalty anyway. And San Jose starts off the third period with a power play. So really not much to say for the second period whatsoever. Now the third period is what we'll talk about most. Because this, for average hockey fan, for other people, and average is the wrong word to say, diehard hockey fans watching this game, this was a interesting and entertaining third period. But fans like myself, it was kind of frustrating. Some were even panicking, like, "Oh man, did I stay up just for really watch the team lose to a worse team in the league?" Anyway, we'll talk about that. So we killed off this penalty easily. Nico Sturm I think he was. Wasn't he with the Avalanche in 2022 when they won the Stanley Cup? I think he was. I think he was him. But he tries a wrist shot in, but that was saved by Stollards. Matthew Tkachuk tries to tip it in, but that was saved by Blackwood. And what a playmaking there. Reinhardt tries a wrist shot, but he misses to the left. Verhaeghe's shot was blocked by Addison. Mikola's shot was blocked by Eklund. Verhaeghe's shot was saved by Blackwood on the wrist shot, and the goalie stopped it. Anton Lundell tries to tip it in, but that was saved by Blackwood. Mike Hoffman tries a wrist shot in again, but that was saved by Stollards. Zadina backhand, he misses. LeBlanc slap shot, he misses to the left. And then the penalty was called on Lorentz. It was a hooking. This hooking call, what ended up happening was, I think there was a collision with Stollards, Lorentz, and Eklund. And they called on Lorentz for a hooking, and they collided with Stollards. I think his knee ended up hitting the helmet. No, it definitely hit the helmet, his knee. And San Jose has some pressure. Forsling tries to even get a shorthanded, but that was saved by Blackwood. And then in 6:11 into the third period, we have a tie game, and it's such a shame too, because it is such a shame that this happened, because of the fact that there was nothing they could do about that. There was nothing they could do about that. Fabian Zetterlund and Mikael Granlund assisted hurdle. Nick Cousins wrist shot saved by Blackwood. Puck went into the netting. Granlund's wrist shot that just misses to the left. And then the unthinkable happened. For some reason, the good screen happened, assisted by Daniel Gushchin and Mikael Granlund. Luke Cunnin, he backhands this puck into the back of the net, and the Sharks take the lead. Oh, wow. The Sharks take the lead. This is where the fan base went crazy. We stayed up late and get tired for no reason, just for us to lose to the worst team in the league. Well, fortunately, there was a penalty against San Jose Sharks. It's Mark Edouard Vlasic. He was called for a tripping against Rodriguez, and that is clear as day. That is clear as day penalty. Right away, a big pressure there with the Florida Panthers. Tkachuk wrist shot that was saved by Blackwood. Verhaeghe, puck coming towards his way, and that was wrist shot saved by Blackwood. Pucks were coming towards Florida Panthers, still pressuring on, and we have a tie game again, assisted by Tkachuk and Barkov. Carter Verhaeghe's goal and the snapshot with this goal, that is a milestone. That is his 100th career goal for Carter Verhaeghe. So congratulations to Verhaeghe. Can't be real proud with Verhaeghe. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome there. It's awesome. What can I say? It's awesome. So, tie game, Verhaeghe. Okay, so there was a fourth goal. ESPN just not updating it. So I had to look at the hockey guys. And I knew there was a fourth goal somewhere. And I knew somebody had to been Stunland. And that was a deflection goal. And it was an assist by Balinskis and Lawrence. So I don't know why ESPN did not update this. It should be updated. It really should be updated, but apparently Stenlund in their eyes did not exist. So that's why you go to the hockey guy. So anyway, the fifth goal did happen. Now I remember this. Fifth goal did happen. It was Sam Bennett. However, He was offside, apparently. And what ended up happening was, according to the replay officials, a forced momentum push from the puck to a Sharks player that the puck was carrying towards the left, towards the Sharks side of the ice. When Bennett is forcibly getting the puck through the legs of the Sharks player on the blue line, by rule is offside. So the challenge was successful. I think it's David Quinn that challenged it. So yeah, that was a risky challenge, and he pulled it through. So anyway, Nick Cousins, wrist shot saved by Blackwood. Gustav Forsling slap shot that hit the post. Ooh, so close. So it remains a 4-3 ice hockey game. Forsling, shot blocked by Addison. Lundell, wrist shot saved by Blackwood. And Rodriguez tries to shoot one, and he misses to the left. Zutterland, wrist shot that misses to the left. Barkov tries to backhand it. That was saved by Blackwood. Serena then tries to deflect, but that was saved by Blackwood. And then there was was it earlier or was it during this time? Yeah, it hit the post. Somebody shot the post and just didn't quite work out. Then at this point the net is empty. Addison tried to snatch on it. That was saved by Stollards. And in the end, the Florida Panthers came away with the puck, assisted by Verhaeghe and Reinhardt. It's Barkov with the empty netter. He just casually skates through the entire ice, and it just let the puck go loose from the stick, goes to the back of the net. And there's that. There's that. Now, San Jose decided to not have a give-up mindset, and but Nick Cousins tries to tip it in. That was saved by Blackwood. And then this is where empty netter came back with San Jose. So Florida will have another chance to try to add on. Eklund tries the wrist shot. That was saved by Stollards. Fabian Zetterlund, shot blocked by Kulikov. And then there was a nice thing. They called a timeout. Addison blocked the shot. Addison was blocked by Rodriguez. Lundell tries to wrist shot the final shot. For the empty net, he just misses to the right, but it didn't matter. Florida wins this one 5-3 over San Jose Sharks. And outlasting is an understatement. We had some issues. Now, I keep saying it over and over. Do not let the record fool you. Because any game is not easy. And for all I know, this could have been a trap game, and we would have a totally different conversation. But thankfully, it's a positive night for us, and it's almost 1:45 a.m. ESPN decided to be a bitch. So, and then I completely mixed up the penalties, and that's something I do not often do. I think it's more common for me to get things mixed up when I'm watching a West Coast game like this one. Stars of the game: Sam Reinhart, no surprise there. Mikael Granlund from the San Jose Sharks, he has 2 assists, but his defense is really good. And 3 stars, Matthew Tkachuk, just deserved. He is a playmaker, has 2 assists, and 2 assists were critical ones from Reinhardt and Verhaeghe or Barkov. It was one of those 2. But either way, Florida Panthers wins this one. Now I'm going to talk about the block shots. Now the block shots, we had 5. San Jose had 22 block shots. That's a lot of shots that could have went through the traffic and one-timers, but San Jose's defense was pretty good, relatively good. Now, the scores will say otherwise, but the Knights, they managed to hold their ground against the Eastern Conference champions. But in the end, Florida was a better team. Stollards carried the team despite getting beat the crap out of, especially when there was a collision with Stenlund's. Especially when he tweaked his knee at the first period. No, it was earlier. It had been earlier in. I forgot. No, it was the first period, and then tweaked his knee again, and not knee again. He gets beat up in the third period, getting collision in the third period. So, anyway, there you go. That's your recap for tonight. Again, if this was a terrible recap, I totally understand it. I am tired as fuck. But next time, I'll try to swear an oath to it that it will be a better recap. And I did watch the game. I did pay attention to the game. But I think it slips out when you are tired. But anyway, that's not excusable for me. So I do apologize. Anyway, there you go. That's going to do it. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for content, because my teaching is back. And when he does, I'll be right there with you if you had entertainment you deserve. Good night, guys, and I'll see you guys on Thursday, because tomorrow, off day, so we get to relax for a day. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it. And I'll see you guys Thursday. Good night, everybody.